Ciao a tutti, benvenuti, welcome, bentornati, welcome back. Sono le due, it's 2 o'clock, sono le due. And today is the midweek review. We're going to talk about hopefully some things that you already know. Hopefully it's just a review of some vowel sounds and a couple of the verb endings. So let's start with some vowel sound review. Basically, we have 5 vowel sounds in Italian. And in English, those letters are A, E, I, O, U. But in Italian, their names and the sound that they make is the same. You have A, E, I, O, U. Those are their names, and those are the sounds that they make 99% of the time. I'm going to show you the vowels in Italian and give you some examples of what sounds those make with English words, and then we'll move on to some Italian words. So, A, it's always going to be like the A in father. E, it's always going to be like the E in pen or bet. Alternately, it could be like the sound that you get in fair or the sound in chaotic. So, E and E. The E is always going to be like the E in the English word marine, the E. The O is going to be like the O sound in cozy or cost. And the U is always U, like the U in rude. Here's a couple examples. So, first letter A, casa, andare, to go, settimana. Hear how all those A's, all the A's are always the same. Casa, andare, settimana. For E, come, like in come stai. Vedere means to see. 3 E's there, 3 E. Vedere, vedere. And bello. Come, vedere, bello. Always, E is always E. Here's E, difficile, or difficult. Facile, easy. Vicino, nearby. So, difficile, facile, vicino. They're always going to make the sound. E is always E. O, that's pretty easy. But it's not O, it's O. Like notte, no, sono. Notte is night, of course. No is no. Sono is I am or they are. O is always O. And then U is always U. Like in lunedì. Uno. Cuoco. Lunedì for Monday. Uno for one. Cuoco, like a cook. U is always U. And let's do a couple just random examples just to practice pronunciation. Uomo, casa, cassa. Notice the double S because you pronounce every letter, vowel or consonant. Ciao. Ciao is a special case. You're not going to say ciao because the CI makes the ch and the a after makes it into cha. And then you have the O sound at the end. Ciao. Buongiorno. Buongiorno is the same way. Buon. And then GI makes the j sound. Orno. Buongiorno. Uomo. Casa. Cassa. Ciao. Buongiorno. Man. House. Cash register. Hello or goodbye. Remember, that's just for your friends and people that you're familiar with or people younger than you. Buongiorno. It's a good day or good morning. Let's move on to Italian verbs. All verbs in the infinitive form in Italian end in ARE, ERE, or IRE. And again, infinitive just means to drive, to eat, to call. That's the form. So they all end in are, ere, or ire. That's their infinitive form. And today we're going to go over conjugating those verbs in present tense. Basically just regular actions. I am walking, I am eating, you drive, they swim. Simple present tense actions that are happening right now, or that you're doing right now. Basically, with those verbs, you drop those endings and then you change those endings to something else. Again, hopefully this is review. We're just going to talk about are and ere verbs today, and we'll save ire verbs for some other time. This is going to be like the standard chart that you're always going to see with verbs. You're going to have your personal pronouns out to the side here. Io, tu, lui, lei, and formal lei, noi, voi, and loro. I, you, he, she, or formal you, we, y'all, they. So with are verbs, you drop that are at the end and you change it to an o to make I am doing that action. With two verbs, sorry, with are verbs, with two for you, you drop the end and you make it into an e to say that you are doing that action. You can kind of see the chart here. Lui and lei becomes a, noi becomes iamo, voi becomes ate, loro becomes ano. With ere, it's the same for io, it just becomes o. Tu becomes e, lui and lei becomes e at the end. Noi again is iamo, voi ete, loro ono. This will make a little bit more sense when we start doing examples, but if you know this, you're going to know how to conjugate are and ere verbs in present tense. So the four verbs we're going to go over today: mangiare, comprare, vedere, prendere. They're regular verbs, regular are and ere verbs. Regular means the are or the ere falls off the end and you change it to those endings that we just went over. So for mangiare, to eat, if I want to say I eat, you eat, he or she eats, we eat, you all eat, they eat, that's going to look like this. Io mangio, tu mangi, lui lei mangia, noi mangiamo, voi mangiate, loro mangiano. See how the are fell off the end and we changed the ending to those from the chart? So I eat, you eat, he or she eats, we eat, y'all eat, they eat. Same thing with comprare, the second verb, to buy. Io compro, tu compri, lui lei compra, noi compriamo, voi comprate, loro comprano. Same thing. Are falls off the end, and you change the ending to those o, I, a, iamo, ate, ano. Vedere, to see. Io vedo, I see. Tu vedi, you see. Lui lei vede, he or she sees, or formal you sees. Noi vediamo, we see. Voi vedete, you all see. Loro vedono, they see. Notice how the lui lei form, the voi form, the loro form are a little bit different, but similar. And the last example, prendere, to take. It's used in a couple different instances, and we'll show that in some examples. Io prendo, I take. Tu prendi, you take. Lui lei prende, he or she takes, or formal you take. Noi prendiamo, we take. Voi prendete, you all take. Loro prendono, they take. So again, just one more review. If you want to see the chart one more time. Are and ere. Io, that falls off and it becomes o. For tu, it becomes e. For lui lei, it becomes a or e. For noi, it becomes iamo, always. Voi is ate and ete. And loro is ano or ono. So a couple examples. Just conjugating these verbs and putting them in sentences just to make a little bit more sense. The other thing is, Because you're conjugating those verbs with those rules, you don't need the subject. I don't necessarily have to say io mangio, blah, blah, blah. I eat something, something. I could just say mangio. Because who is doing it is contained in the verb. I can drop the subject and be 100% understood, and that's pretty normal. So here's a couple examples. Mangio quando sono nervoso. Mangio quando sono nervoso. I don't know what I said first. Let's make sure that's correct. Mangio quando sono nervoso. I eat when I'm nervous. Perché tu non mangi la pizza? Perché tu non mangi la pizza? That could be, why aren't you eating pizza? Or why don't you eat pizza? Perché tu non mangi la pizza? Anna compra I regali oggi. Anna is buying the gifts today. Anna compra I regali oggi. Chi compra una casa su internet? Who buys a house on the internet? Chi compra una casa su internet? Vediamo I nostri nonni ogni settimana. We see our grandparents every week. Vediamo I nostri nonni ogni settimana. Sulla sinistra vedete, you guys all see, sulla sinistra vedete una piccola barca. Sulla sinistra vedete una piccola barca. On the left, you see a small boat. You all see. So this might be a tour guide talking to somebody or something. Prendono il treno per Parigi. Prendono, they take. Il treno per Parigi. They take the train to Paris. Prendono il treno per Parigi. Io invece prendo un caffè. Io invece prendo un caffè. So this might be us at a restaurant, and you order a soda, and I want a coffee. So after you're done, I say, well, you know what? I, instead, am going to have a coffee. Io invece prendo un caffè. Hopefully, this review is just that review. And if you have any questions, let me know. Have a great day. Buona giornata. Ci vediamo alla prossima. We'll see each other, or see you later, the next time. La prossima. Ciao, grazie. Ciao, ciao.